What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you. Now, guys, let's just dive right into this Gina Carano thing. This is the big news of the week in this particular corner of the fandom of the internet. And I just want to give a little boost to this because as far as I'm concerned, not enough people can talk about this. I know you might have heard this here or there or whatever, but I feel like it's our responsibility, those of us who actually do these videos, to talk about this. Because one thing I've noticed thus far is that mainstream media, for the most part, they're ignoring this. And when you consider that this is a woman who has been wronged, who is suing a multi-billion-dollar corporation, you think that you would, I don't know, maybe hear this on your local news here and there. I mean, we've heard lesser stories before, but it's no wonder they want to ignore this. This is actually staying consistent with the way the industry is right now. And this is the reason why it falls upon us who have our voices collectively to give rise to this thing. I mean, slowly but surely, we are being heard. And I think this is a mammoth development in this ongoing story. So I want to start off, guys, by reading the words of Gina Carano and what she has to say. This just dropped, I believe it was yesterday. All right, so this was on Twitter. All right, and it goes like this. Today is an important day for me. I am filing a lawsuit against Lucasfilm and Disney. After my 20 years of building a career from scratch and during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities were abhorrent and unacceptable. All right, guys, now stop right there. I'm going to be breaking this thing down as we go along. Now, first of all, I want to extend an invitation to anyone who might be watching this video to please provide screenshots, proof, those types of things of the abhorrent and unacceptable behavior that Gina Carano projected onto people based on their cultural and religious identities. Please, in the interest of fairness, show me and show our audience what it was exactly, specifically, that Gina Carano said or wrote that was abhorrent and unacceptable. Because from my point of view, I did not see this, okay? And Gina goes on to say, nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is I was being hunted down from everything I posted to every post I liked because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time. My words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt-right extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. The thing is, I never even used aggressive language. I shared thought-provoking quotes, pictures, memes, and occasionally used my own words, not with aggression, but with respect and the occasional comedy to keep the mood light in dark times. That's very important, to keep the mood light in dark times. It seems like everything in our pop culture right now is dark. You heard me talk about this on videos before. It's a challenge to us to remind ourselves about what's good, what's funny, what's light in the world. You know, I try to do the same thing with my Twitter page as well. We all should. Look with your own eyes at what I posted and ask yourself, for example, where did I compare Republicans to the Jewish people in the Holocaust? I didn't. Ask yourself why they were calling me racist. Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? All right, look, let me just say this right here. You guys, look at me, okay? Look at me. You might wonder why, if Gina Carano was actually a racist, why I would be on here talking about or trying to give her a fair ear here, okay? Because number one, I saw nothing that she said that was racist. She comes out to the cons. She meets with everybody. She's friendly. She's supportive with everybody. I am very proud of who I am. I do not tolerate racists in my life. I don't tolerate any type of hate in my life whatsoever. I do respect people's differences. I respect people's right not to like me based upon my race, just as long as you're not trying to work against me or stop me from doing the things that I want to do. Gina Carano did none of these things, all right? And this is the reason why I'm interested in being fair here, because believe it or not, to all the black people who are looking at this, if she doesn't get a fair shake, we don't get a fair shake, okay? And what I believe is that the industry weaponized that type of paranoia against her. the cancel mob, so to speak. And one thing that they do, an old tactic that they do, is they try to get the black people, the so-called marginalized people, to get angry at this person. And then they want to try to twist the narrative to say that this person is a terrible, horrible person without even looking at what she actually said. But as I've stated many times before, and as Dr. King stated, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So I don't like to see it happen to anyone. Ask yourself why they were calling me racist. Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at why I was called a transphobe. For making droid noises from Star Wars, beep, bop, boop, was obviously directed to the online bullies and did not in any way denigrate transgender people. Of course, don't let her speaking about this sway you at all. You rather listen to our twisted media people out here who are just trying to divide and conquer. But the reasons why I'm taking the time to read this is because I think that it's very important that her voice be heard. Maybe I should shut up a while, okay? So it says, were my questions about masks, lockdowns, and forced vaccines okay to ask and push the subject into the light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss those topics at that time without being harassed or censored? Absolutely. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment and re-education courses or termination, but I was not afforded the same right to exercise my freedom of speech? Now, of course, there's a reference here to Pedro Pascal. I did a video on this where he likened Republicans, Trump supporters, conservatives. He likened them to Nazis. That's what he did. Okay, that's a very large portion of the fan base that he alienated, and nobody from Lucasfilm, Star Wars, Disney, nobody came out to say jack squat about what he was doing, about what he was saying, about who he might have been alienating or offending. But with Gina, the mere hint of a like or dislike or anything like that was put under the microscope. Hollywood says they support, okay, I already did that. Artists do not sign away our rights as American citizens when we enter into employment. I have spoken to all my co-stars since I was fired, and there's nothing but care and kind words between us. I respect their right to free speech, and I do not have to think the same on every issue to be their friends and work with them and know they feel the same towards me. Now, here's the good part. A couple of months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you have been fired from using the platform, that would be X or Twitter, for exercising your right to free speech, he would like to offer these people legal representation. Quite the noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought anyone would take on my case against Lucasfilm Disney. Still, I did respond back. I think I qualify. I think she qualifies too. And thousands of people agreed, but I did not expect anything. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X to look into my story and many others. Turns out, after sending them as much information as I could gather these past few months, my now lawyers and X believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. Great. I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you to Elon Musk and X for giving me an opportunity to bring my case to light. As for me, I would love to pick up where I left off and continue my journey of creating and participating in storytelling, which is my utmost passion and everything I worked so hard for. It has been difficult to move forward with the lies and labels stuck on me, backed and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world. I am grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way and look forward to clearing my name. Thank you all, or thank you to all the people who have supported me and made your voices heard. I pray God blesses each and every one of you. With love, Gina Carano. All right. Well, much respect, number one, to Gina Carano for doing this. I feel like it's timely. I feel like it's absolutely necessary. If anyone out there doubts that this woman was denied her basic rights to express her opinion, let alone her right to livelihood, I would just pretty much remind you of everything that went on, for the last few years. How her name was dragged through the mud. I mean, most of those articles are still up, the smear campaign. Go on and Google it. Go on and Google Gina Carano's name. As a matter of fact, even the way she's being received now with the announcement of this lawsuit. You can prove it to yourself how unfairly she is being treated. And I just think that it's disgusting. And you guys, I want you to consider that this is the same Disney Lucasfilm, by the way. All right, they came out a couple of years ago when they released the Kenobi show. They came out so strong in defense of Moses Ingram when she was saying that she was being discriminated against because of her skin color. All right, and I want to remind you of some of the things that were said back then. All right, it says here, this is on CNN, the Star Wars franchise is sticking up for actor Moses Ingram after she revealed that she had received hundreds of racist messages and comments on social media. She received hundreds, they say. We only saw like 4 or 5. But anyway, the franchise tweeted that it was proud to welcome Ingram, who had just made her debut as Reva in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist, the Star Wars account tweeted. There are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be racist. Who remembers that? Why they even got Ewan McGregor to come out. And Ewan McGregor was praising Ingram as a brilliant actor in a video post to the Star Wars Twitter account. He said, "It just sickened me to my stomach to hear that this had been happening." McGregor said, "We stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you are no Star Wars fan in my mind," Ewan McGregor said. All right, that's all well and good. But I've been there the entire time, and I saw some of the tweets that were going on as far as Gina Carano was concerned. She was getting death threats, okay? Death threats. People were threatening her life. She had an opportunity to star in a spin-off Star Wars show that I believe would have been probably successful. Well, looking at the writing in Star Wars these days, I guess maybe that's 50-50, but at least I believe that she had an opportunity. Let's put it that way. She had a financial opportunity that was denied her, and who knows how much money could have been generated from that as far as the show itself and, of course, the merchandise, all of that stuff, and she was denied all of that. So, once again, I believe that this is a timely thing. I believe that it's a necessary thing. She was wronged. If anybody looks at the things that she was talking about, all she's guilty of doing is challenging the viewers, challenging the fans to think. Now, this is something that is discouraged in today's world, critical thinking, but that's all she was doing. And I think that it's scary that people would twist people's words around the way that they did, you know, to discourage critical thinking and to encourage the divide in the fandom. I sit here with the Fandom Menace t-shirt on because this is something, when you see me break this out, by the way, you know it's going to be some serious shit going on, right? But I was one of the first people to raise my voice in the beginning, all right, to say that I didn't agree with the direction of Disney, Lucasfilm, Star Wars. Now, at that time, we were shouted down and we were called all types of names. A lot of us online received death threats and threats of violence. If we come to this con and that con, we were told that we would be run out of places and things like that. All right. So Gina Carano's fight is our fight because we have the right, as some of us, as lifelong Star Wars fans, as lifelong fans of this sci-fi thing, to say how we feel about these things without being demonized by Disney. But that's what they did in the same way that they demonized her and they villainized her and mobilized and encouraged and enabled, you know, some of the worst people in the fandom to target her, to insult her, to threaten her. They did the same thing with a lot of us, and they have to answer for it. It's high time for that. So Disney is not just about Gina Carano. It's about how you've been doing your business. Take it from me. Okay, I'm not the one to keep pointing out that I'm black and all of that stuff. Obviously, you can freaking see that. But you're the ones who want to weaponize victimhood, weaponize blackness, and insult us the whole way. Well, this, my friends, is the chickens coming home to roost. And this is the reason why I made this video, because you might have seen it here, you might have seen it there. They might get a ton more views than I get. But damn it, I'm going to have my say because I have always been here. I've always been passionate about this. And you guys have called into question my whole position in all of this. You have totally disregarded the opinions of black viewers everywhere because you want to hold up this deflection thing. about being so concerned with marginalized people and all of that. And in the meantime, you disregard us. You don't really care about what we think. And that's it. That's it. That's the reason why I have always done what I've done. So when I see Gina Carano saying these things, all I can say is I support it. I'm all for it. And I hope she gets justice, because justice for her is justice for all of us. It's justice for everybody who wanted to believe in this thing. But all you do is spread vitriol. All you do is spread ill will and negativity. And dare I say it, yes, toxicity. All right. So you will reap what you have sown, Disney, Lucasfilm. And look into my eyes. Remember this face. Remember this name. I am the gospel according to Mark with a C. I want to thank everybody out there who's listening, everyone who supported, everybody who shares not just my video, but every video that's been talking about this. This is how we get heard. All of these years, people telling us nothing that we say matters. We need to just shut up and all of this stuff. We're in this for the long game. So it's good to see some light at the end of this tunnel, because I know we're going to get there. I know we're going to win. So guys, once again, thank you for your support, and thank you for all the super thanks. Thank you for just being here, guys. Keep it up. And Gina Carano, rock on. Elon Musk, rock on. All of the people out there, rock on.